Welcome, adventurers, to Probability of Demise, the podcast where critical fumbles meet critical facepalms. Join us as we delve into the darkest dungeons, slay the stupidest gremlins, and roll enough ones to make a beholder weep. Forget epic storylines and heroic deeds. Here we celebrate the chaotic beauty of bad rolls, questionable decisions, and characters with more charisma than sense. We'll be your dungeon masters of disappointment, guiding you through campaigns where the only guaranteed treasure is a mountain of laughter, and maybe some psychic scarring. So grab your Nat 1 dice, strap on your anxiety helmets, and prepare to witness the glorious train wreck that is our D&D journey. Because, in the end, even if your character dies face first into a pile of pudding, at least you'll have the dice god's permission to laugh your ass off. Hey, welcome back to Probability of Demise, the best show you've ever seen, that ever was and ever will be, that you liked, subscribed, left comments to about how beautiful the
Jessica
sunset
is.
was where you were. Okay, sure. And since Jessica is throwing herself under the bus, let the bus run her over with
Word of the Day.
With me. That's me. This is my segment. Hello, amazing adventurers. This is once again the amazing and best and most wonderful segment, because I am in charge of it, called Word of the Day, like the jingle suggests. Today, I have rolled again the magical D100 that Jason got me. And today we rolled a 16. So, now I will bestow upon you the magical word that you can use in your everyday life to sound smarticle. So, today's word of the day is fugacious. Fugacious is a word that describes something that lasts only a short time. Used in a sentence. Okay. The wizard warned that the potion's effect was fugacious, granting immense strength, but only for a fleeting moment in the battle. Fugacious.
I feel like that must share a word with like fugue stage. Or maybe not.
I feel like this one is really doable, right?
Fugere.
Mm-hmm. The trio's attention span is fugacious.
And with that, welcome back. Last time, our heroes found themselves embroiled in a chaotic battle at the orphanage where they faced the relentless Slotty and the enigmatic Modron. With quick thinking and bravery, Gus, Alua, and Seraphina managed to save the children, but not without cost. A young mage sacrificed themselves to protect the orphans, leaving a heavy weight on the group's conscience. As the dust settled, Alua discovered a mysterious magical component from the defeated Modron, hinting at deeper secrets and potential power. Actually, that was Seraphina, I think. Meanwhile, Seraphina also was able to usher the children to safety. Gus, having narrowly escaped infection from a slutty tadpole, now faces some uncertainty about what that encounter means for his future. And then we have the city of Cragside's crowds still under threat from the encroaching chaos, and the city in general. The adventurers must regroup and decide their next steps. Will they investigate the magical artifact that Seraphina found, seeking to unlock its secrets, or will they focus on ensuring the safety of the orphans, perhaps even finding a way to help those who sacrifice themselves? As they navigate the bustling market, they must also consider the ominous warning from Sticky Beak about the Modron's true intentions. What lies ahead for our heroes? Will they uncover the truth behind the Slutty's invasion and the Modron plans, or will they find themselves drawn into a web of intrigue that threatens to engulf them all? Prepare yourselves for the case.
Go home and sleep.
So, Alua ventures to the group. Let's just go home and sleep.
I'm just so tired. I said a lot of spells. I would like to sleep.
I would like to get the children out of the home that I sent them to
Your workshop.
and my workshop, and I would like to play with my new toy.
Go here. Now get out.
Okay. I think we were swinging through the market to get like tents and bedding and things for all these kids, and then we were gonna set them
Oh,
up in my
and
yard.
specifically the potion. Or did we do that last? Did we end on finding those?
No, that was I.
Because I know you
said it.
cast.
I said that I was going to do that, but we didn't. We didn't necessarily RP that out. So I don't know if there's more to that, or if we just consider that a success. But I did
Well,
mark
you
that
decide.
spell slot off.
I did love that you cast locate object to draw yourself as quickly as possible to a potion that you were seeking.
Hey, I
Um,
mean efficiency.
You can
Girl
play
needs to
market
sleep.
value for that potion of 100 gold coins, or we can go into an RP scenario, but
I feel like we're gonna need like a bunch of them if we're gonna check all of these kids. So we don't have money for that.
Do we not?
I don't.
well, it's to cure the kids, you require the potion.
Or to just kill them.
You do have other diagnostic strategies that you've been made aware of. So I don't want you to forget that.
I have 435 gold. I don't know what you guys have.
Oh, yeah, I only have 110 gold.
28.
100.
No, 28. Oh. Okay.
I think I was just the bank. I think that's why I had more than everybody else. It just came to me at some point.
Yeah, because you have the bag.
We should are we near the market where we made our business deal?
It's not the same
I
market.
mean, you could go that way.
Is it?
We should go check in and see if we got more money. Has it been like a couple weeks?
I mean, we could divide and conquer. Because, I mean, we gotta do something with them kids. I can't just leave them at, what's-his-face's apartment.
Alright. Well,
As you dawdle, trying to come to a decision, just outside the potion monger's place where the potions are available, which we will decide that location at any point that you decide on which direction you're going. Could all three of you go ahead and roll a perception check?
No, sir, I don't like it.
I'm gonna use the die that I got from Comic-Con from
me too.
let me drop their name real fast. Maybe they'll sponsor us. Let's see. I'm never gonna be able to find this.
Riss, what was the place we went that I got the glass dice? Do you remember the name of it? It was D&D something, so that I know that's very helpful to everyone. But my
let me-
perception roll is a 17, so far their dice likes me.
Okay, well,
I paid $70,000. Oh my god, I paid $70 for it, and they told me if I drop it, it will shatter. So, wish me luck.
A glass or a gemstone dice?
Yeah, it's glass. It's very pretty.
They're very pretty. I love those. But yes, I think you all remember the Moonstone ones I had. They were Ether's original dice. Those broke.
Ether. That
Yeah, I
was her
remembered.
name, not Ethel.
I remembered the other day. I was like, Ether.
Oh.
Ethel is Baldur's Gate. Ether is your own private campaign.
I was
Anyways, I can't remember. I have to figure out these people's names, but they had a 15-foot tall dice tower. And depending on what you rolled, you got something. And we rolled a 3 and just barely survived. So we got a little ribbon that said, barely survived. And this die. So I'm going to roll this. It was a small business, and I want to drop their name because they're awesome. And if you need stuff to store your dice in, this is the couple you should totally get it from because they're great, and they're out of Georgia.
Oh, they had like dice storage things.
Yeah, they were
That's
awesome.
cool.
Okay. We're doing perception. Perception. Ooh, and I get advantage. Ciao. I'll take the first one.
Mine is a 13.
Wait.
Dice Dungeons? Does that sound right?
26.
Let's start with the lowest roll first. Your spell has pulled your attention to this place, and because you haven't stepped inside, it's just throbbing there, waiting for you to step inside and relieve the pressure of this spell. And if only you could step within that border, you could just get this throbbing to stop, and it's distracting you from the general milieu of what's going on in this part of the city. That's Alua. Gus, you are following along as Alua beelines it for this place, but now that she's waiting outside as you all debate, try to figure out what you're going to do, you can make out sounds that are not normal in the city. I mean, it's not that a city's ever quiet, but there's a louder noise down each direction of the street. And because this little shop is at a crossroads, you also hear it down the cross street as well, but just a little bit fainter, a little further off. And it's amazing that there's this much noise. So there must be some sort of festival or something happening. Seraphina.
The King's Festival?
You also hear the same noises, but you can make out just a little bit more than they can. It sounds like the people are very upset. You can't see anyone, but you can definitely hear that there's some sort of shouting, protest, almost riotous, occurring down all the streets. Riotousness. And you make out going down to the southern end of the street, which just happens to be in the direction of your old home and your brother's office. An ascended city has kind of moved in a little bit closer than they normally do, and there seems to be quite a bit of traffic up and down from that ascended citadel. Gus, seeing Seraphina's gaze in that direction, you also are drawn to a sight that's not uncommon, but you don't fully hear all of the sounds that and the context that Seraphina is able to understand.
I will share and relay what I just saw, and I want to add. I don't necessarily want to join a riot today. Let's hope that the riot is fugacious, shall we?
Oh, there it is!
You scored it. You got your word.
That was good too. I was like, wait.
DM inspiration. Or word.
How much is it again? Gotta get my thing out.
It's a
reroll.
D20 reroll.
Oh, I just gotta remember. D20 reroll.
There's a spot to mark inspiration on your.
Oh, is there?
Mhm.
Nice.
Right next to your health. At least on the PC, I don't know what it is on the.
Is it conditions?
Heroic Inspiration is the name of it.
Ah, found it.
Like.
Give
maybe,
it. I have it. Okay.
If you go into the potion shop and explain the situation, maybe you can get them to donate to the cause or give us a good deal on a few potions. Ulua.
I mean, I could.
You're very convincing. I bet if you ask, they'll just give it to you. And if you play them a song, they might give you a couple of them.
I'm gonna sneak up the street while you do that and see what this is about.
Okay, I can.
Cassandra, go ahead and roll a stealth. Ulua, you enter the shop. There's the potion maker. They seem a little distracted.
Thank you.
And in their distraction, you know, and you're able to assess fairly quickly that it would take you very little time at all to talk this person into a lot of different things. And so you can roll a persuasion check to get 2 potions for the price of 1 for advantage. So you could easily, just an assessment of the situation, know you could do that. If you want to try for something a little bit steeper, let me know. But their distraction is playing into your hands.
Tell them it's for the orphanage.
No. I don't have that kind of dice luck, so it's a reason I don't go to casinos. So I'll stick with that 2 for 1.
Want me to bring my dice out? It's doing pretty well so far.
That is an unnatural 20 with a plus 11 bonus. I got an unnatural 20. So
That was with advantage? Like, what was your other
oh
roll?
no, I didn't realize that it was with
That's
advantage.
what I was saying. She's distracted.
Sorry,
That's
I
why
thought
you have
that was or I
disadvantage
could
from-
have advantage on the roll. Sorry. Okay.
No.
24.
Okay. Yes, you're able to secure the potions to the price of 1. And
In which case, can I get 4?
sure. So you get 4 for the price of 2.
Thank you. Will you add that to the bag? Since I spent your money.
Oh, I might. Okay. Minus 200. Yeah.
As you leave the shopkeeper, and while Jason gets Gus's bag updated,
What are these?
through the mysteries of
What are these
telekinetic
potions?
item placement.
Lesser restoration? Potions of lesser restoration?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Lua.
have to custom item because it's not coming.
As you head out, you're intrigued by the shopkeeper's gaze, quite frequently looking out and then kind of checking you out really carefully and then looking out the door again. Just a little sus. A little sussy.
Do you want me to check and see what's going on outside?
No. I'm just making sure that none of them come in here. Oh, look at Dave. I think I'm gonna close.
Okay. Do you know what that's about by chance?
I'm not totally sure, but I'm just feeling a little bit nervous. And she kind of like starts to physically direct you out, not touching you necessarily, but like she's very eager to get you out of the shop so she can shut it down.
Okay, well. And then, like, just as I go out the door, I'm just gonna like put my arms on both sides. I'm gonna try to. What I'm actually gonna try to do is gonna try to do like a one arm. I'm gonna try to turn and do like one arm this way and one arm this way, and just be like, "You sure you don't know anything about what this is about?" And I would like to try to persuade in that moment, also.
Roll a persuasion check.
$13.
I'm sure you'll hear about it. Just get home. Get home. And so saying, she just starts to close the door, like almost uncaringly for your fingers. You know, you need to snatch out if you want to be safe.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll go. I rolled a whole friggin' 2! This
Gus,
is why I don't gamble on shit.
your natural 20 slipping down the alleyway, slipping up onto the rooftops, taking your path of least resistance as investigator Cassandra Schniffle slides into place.
Something like that.
You're able to find
Doing a
a
flip, and I'm like, oh my bad.
decent. Except it's. You say it so quietly that no one even looks.
I scream silently in pain as I get sciatica.
You slide up to the rooftop of a temple overlooking one of the squares. And looking into the square, you see that it is truly on the verge of being a riot. There are various people of Overton shouting in outrage, and at the center of it, leading this on, you make out one of the Ascended. One of the Ascended has come down, and they seem to be proselytizing a message of,
My favorite.
we must cleanse this city. They've come for us. They're showing their true colors. And we must cleanse the city now. And people are responding to this very positively. They seem to be engaged with the speaker and shouting and cheering this on. How long do you stay there for the
Long
political...
enough to figure out who they is.
So it's probably 20 minutes, Alua and Seraphina, before Gus returns to you. So for 20 minutes, Alua and Seraphina, you're sitting there. Seraphina, you have this strange object. I'm guessing you're still very intrigued by it. Are you tinkering with it while you wait for Alua and Gassundran to
Yes.
come back?
Yes,
Go ahead and
yes.
just roll a dexterity check.
Ooh, okay.
You could possibly use a skill if you think about how you do that, or if you're using something from one of your tools, you could use those. You could use that to assist you if you're proficient in the tool, which you're proficient in a lot of tools.
Yeah, I am. So let me pull that up, because I would definitely be using a tool.
That just means you get to use your bonus in addition to the roll.
Yeah. I also have... Do I have it yet? Let me look. Bonus Valerie. Extra attack. Tool expertise. Oh, I don't think I have it yet. No. Scroll. Okay. Yeah, I would just be using my, like, old school tinkering tools. Because I would know that I can't, like, use my hands to get, you know.
Yeah, so just go ahead and roll your d20 plus your proficiency bonus, plus your dexterity modifier.
Plus your proficiency. Where do I find that?
Your proficiency bonus?
Yeah.
It's right up at the top of everything.
4. Dexterity. Okay, come on, baby. You just rolled pretty well. Don't let me down now. Oh, you kind of let me down. Thank you so much. I'm gonna roll again with my thing that I just got for being smart.
Oh,
and using the word. Yep.
That's what she's using.
Because much like using the word of the day, you will eventually just forget you have the inspiration. Oh,
Oh, well worth
love a good
it.
reroll for a nat 20.
Much better than a 6 that I got.
Jeez.
So 24.
For future
25, 26,
reference,
27.
you could check that in your abilities and saves for the future. But what was the total?
20. 24, 25, 26, 27.
27. You pull and poke and fiddle for a minute here, and eventually something just clicks, and it almost, you know those fidget toys that turn themselves inside out, inside out, inside out, inside out.
Mm.
It
Mhm.
almost seems to be doing that. And as you turn it inside out,
Oh,
of course,
speaking of.
somebody has one right in their hands. As you turn it inside out, you can see that there are various things scribbled here. It's you think you make out spell scrolls on the internal pieces of this. And with a natural 20, you can read a couple of them. These are high-level spells. These are beyond you. But they seem to be not being used for their own purposes. You're not sure what each of these spells are, but you can tell that there's definitely some conjuration spells here and some other schools of magic, but the one that sticks out is conjuration. And as you're looking at that and flipping through, you can see that they're somehow being used not for their intent, but being drained for other purposes. So somehow this little unit is a power source where magical spells are being used to power something. And almost like how you can feel exhausted after casting a few spells, you think that this object itself powers Modron by draining very powerful spells.
Okay.
You
Awesome.
think you might even be able to read one of these if you tried, but what you would be reading, you don't know. And invoking a scroll, if this is a scroll, without knowing what it is, could be really, really, really bad.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to just hang out with Alua until Gus gets back. And I'm going to go up to her and kind of sway from like tiptoes to heels, and just be like, so, Alua. Hey. Hi.
Hey, girl.
With the knowledge you now hold, Gus, you come upon
Wait,
Seraphina
I don't want to
very
go back.
awkwardly
though.
addressing Alua.
I don't want to go back when I find out he's whipping up a mob to go after the undead. I'd like to yell from my secret hiding place, "Don't listen to him, he's a flawed!"
Wonder if anyone knows what
Roll a
that
performance
means.
check to see if you're even able to be heard.
This dice loaded, you guys. Pew, 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 pew.
I'm just feeling left out over here. Wow.
You shout that out. And
24.
crowd seems to, that's at least a section of it, seems to turn and look over their shoulders, trying to spot the person speaking. And since you're hiding so successfully, nobody's able to make you out. But the speaker looks off and says, "Who said that? I am not whatever this is that you are claiming. I am an ascended."
An ascended shapeshifter, asshole.
I need you to roll a new stealth check because he's actively trying to find you now.
Okay. Oh, that's not good.
Not so loaded.
7.
Your loudest shout reveals your position, and he eyes where you are. And he just points in your direction. "Bring down the traitor to those who live."
I'm gonna stand up in like the position I am in on the poster in Rodex's office and be like, "I'm Gasundan Schniffel, I was once a hero of this city, and that man cannot be trusted. Aha. I don't know where my accent went. Maybe when I yell, it doesn't come out.
You hear, because the crowd is now a little disconcerted and a little confused. I'm going to have you roll a persuasion check again in a second. But you hear people shouting out, and some of the things that you hear are, then explain the undead killing so many members of our community. There's blood in the streets, and it belongs to those who are dead.
Did you just roll another one or that one? I can't see.
It's in that 20. It's like that Dice Dungeons logo, but yeah.
It's gotta be loaded.
Pew, 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 pew.
Jesus Christ.
Jason's new favorite.
This dice is making up for the way I've been rolling for most of this campaign right now.
Okay, fine.
Again, with the amazing persuasion, what is the intent of your words? What is your hope or outcome?
I would like the crowd to just turn on him. Like, if there's going to be a riot, I want them to riot against the Ascended and not against the Undead. That's what I'm hoping for.
So this pie of the overall, this slice of the pie that can hear you does turn more riotous, and you've inflamed them, but their anger doesn't have any outlet because they can't turn against this individual. They are protected by strong magics. And so instead, they go after each other as they disagree with one another. And the riot, the protest, fully and officially transforms from protest to riot.
Oops.
And there is additional blood in the street. As that's happening, I would like you to roll a perception check.
Actions have consequences.
22.
Nah.
Wait, no.
Nice.
Sorry, 19. Sorry.
19.
I do math.
Okay. You can see that there are members of that Ascended's entourage that are moving to catch you. They have flying vehicles and they're moving towards you. So if you wish to remain free, you would need to do something. If you want to evade them, you'll need to do something. But if you want to continue to engage, you're kind of in that stuck spot.
Okay, I'm going to yell something about, like, don't fight each other. You have more in common with each other than you'll ever have with him. And then I'm going to Misty escape.
Okay.
So I will teleport
Disappearing
60 feet
into-
back in the direction of them and then just hightail it.
Yeah, disappearing from sight in the moment and disappearing to a location that is out of sight because you are up high and able to easily make your way to locations where they can't see. You can begin making your way in that direction. You can hear that the sound in that area is just getting louder and louder. Once a riot starts or a mob starts, it's hard to control that. I mean, you can see also at the same point, just 60 feet away, you can make it out. The two flyers that were headed your way are still scanning and looking, so you're actively being hunted. But you can also see that the Ascended is returning up to the Citadel. Go ahead and roll a stealth check to see if you're able to be super sneaky.
I am. 17.
Yeah,
Sneaky-ish.
you use the rooftops and then eventually the alleyways to stay out of sight and easily lose your tail.
I'm just going to, come up, pop up out of my stealth. Like, hey, guys, we got to go. Gotta go. Time to go.
Ulua, Serafina, without any knowledge of what's going on, you've been having this awkwardly flirty moment. And then Gus is there. It's like, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
One of the
okay.
Schlad Ascended is inciting a riot against the undead. I think he's trying to
I
whip
just
up.
grab their hands and I start heading to
the workshop.
my workshop.
As you go through the streets, you come across more and more scenes of the populace upset, and you don't see any sight of the undead. Eventually, making your way to where the workshop is, you are close to where the Hollow Council is, and you can just overhear the conversations. They just rose up and killed them all. There was no word. Watch Commander Shanran was just stabbed to death. I heard that their vampire got the Hollow Council woman Gendasi. You're just hearing these conversations. And eventually, you're able to make it to where your friend's shop is, and you see the shop is closed up tight, and sitting in front of it, a whole crew of orphans. And on spotting you, one of them pipes up and goes, "Oh, she's here. We couldn't get in. Nobody's home."
Is there a way to get in to my workshop that isn't through the house?
You have a key.
Oh, okay. Do I know if all these people will fit inside of my workshop?
They definitely won't.
Uh,
If you emptied your workshop of everything, you might be able to pack them in side by side, but you'd have to empty your workshop of everything you have.
Yep. Nope. Okay.
Can we just hail some carpets for all these people and get the fuck out of Dodge?
Where are we gonna send them?
To my house. To my house.
Okay. Alua, do you have any more messages?
I can send a message, but I don't have any more. I can't do anything long distance.
So
Okay.
saying, you've begun the process of summoning carpets, because carpets just...
I'm also gonna mask as many
Whole
faces
process.
myself into a completely different looking gnome. Maybe like a little goblin instead. So that I
The eyes of some of the kids get really big as you transform yourself. No. It's another. It's in him. They have it. He's
That's
one of them.
just-
Nope, not the same.
I just made an ascended really mad. They're looking for me. It's a disguise.
Since your friends are on your side with this, roll a persuasion check with an advantage, as they backed you up immediately.
19.
A wary eye on you. They seem to settle down, and the alarm doesn't spread to the rest of the group.
And I just kind of point to him and I go, "Goblin?" And then I kind of point at an imaginary slod frog.
One of them points up to you and says, "They changed their faces," and he just changed his face.
Yes, but they only in terms of it. They don't.
He could change back if he wanted to.
Yes, they don't change from person to person without.
They look at you with complete skepticism, and you realize that maybe they do.
What?
They do. They change into anybody. They like one. They stay with one usually.
Yes, but then they can change into anybody, but they don't do. I don't think they. And now you're making me doubt myself. Don't they have to infect someone else in order to change into a new person?
No.
I feel like that was always the
It's just
case.
an innate ability as they can polymorph themselves. They change typically into the one that they've been birthed from, for lack of a better word.
I was never under that impression. Okay.
I look at them and I go, we're just trying to help you. We're not Slod. We are gonna send you to his house where my parents are, and I'm gonna quickly write a little letter to my mom being like, "Mom, these are orphans. We don't know what to do with them. Please watch them. They may be hungry. I love you. And I'm
Are
gonna
we
give it
also
to the-
going with? I think we're all going.
But my workshop's here, and I have a toy.
Oh, I see.
So do you want to split up?
There's also a riot here.
And you can hear the noises of upset crowd.
Can you grab like some things you might need, and we'll go somewhere
How
safer?
long? I don't know if I have time. I just rip it apart, and I go, I'll figure it out later. Let's go. I will be the letter.
About this time, as you've been negotiating, figure these things out, a couple of carpets arrive. Enough to, at a squeeze, get everybody carried. The drivers of these carpets look harried and a little bit concerned. It's like, you're not going into the council areas, right?
We're going out of the city.
Perfect. Last ride of the day. And after getting everybody
Now we're gonna
loaded
have
up,
14 or 16 orphans and 2 cab drivers at my house.
Yep.
yeah, you are able to quickly travel back out to the woods outside of Overton. As you're traveling, you can make out that there's quite a lot going on in the city. Some of the riots, like in the area where that one situation turned into an active riot, you can see that there's smoke billowing up from some damage being caused. But even as you travel over the city, and you can see that there are steadily fewer and fewer carpets, and all of them seem to be heading out of the city. And you're kind of relieved that you even just got the ones that you got, because given another hour or so, there might not have been any transit available whatsoever. But you also watch in the distance as the Cragside crowds begins to list precariously. Continuing on, you make your way and arrive at Gus's house.
I don't know why, but I think the Schlotty want to crash the Craigside crowds. I'm not sure why. I think that's been their goal. I think it's why they killed Grand. He was trying to fix it with the imports. This is all just like clicking as I'm like watching it, like. It's all connected.
I want to say something to him, but I also want to. I want to like go through each of the kids and make sure none of them have like bite marks or like little insert marks, and then if they don't, push them inside. Push them inside. If they have something
I don't
weird,
think we're gonna.
put them to
I don't know if we're gonna shove them all in the house. It's not a very big house.
Well, push them in towards the house, and then as I'm doing that,
Roll
a
a medicine check.
Okay. Roll a medicine check.
Use a general one.
One die. Okay. Medicine. It's an M founded 2. So, 14?
Things go really well at first. That bioluminescent tattoo is a dead giveaway that they're safe. So seeing kids with that bioluminescence, immediate, oh good, you're no infection. And then you come across a hand where the tattoo is faded.
I just like stand behind that child and I like mouth to the others, "This one might be in trouble," making sure only those two can see me.
I'd like to come
Come
up and
across
do
another one.
Huh?
This one too.
I'd like to come up and do like a more thorough medicine check on them.
Go ahead and roll your medicine check.
19? 19. Pretty good for a guy with a +1.
Just have a conveyor belt going.
Serafina, with her 14, was very much focused on quick signs. So do you have the bruises? Do you have the bioluminescent tattoo? And you turn to look at the ones she's pointing to, and these are the older kids, the kids who don't have bioluminescent tattoos anymore. Those have faded anyways. So her quick diagnostic was not enough, and you're able to do a much more thorough examination. And you can tell that three of the older kids had scrapes from running in to save their fellow orphans, and each of those are infected with the bacteriophage.
Okay, I'm like, you three hang out over here for a minute. And the rest of them are okay though? Like all the other, like we're
the young kids seem to be very much okay. It's kind of a shock that these young children who were in the Slutty's hands for so long were not infected. But these older children who were mages or mage aspirants were the ones that got infections.
Yeah. I look at one of those tattoos, like was it the tattoo that protected them? I'm just wondering, like, if I couldn't suss out like what the tattoo is.
Investigating the tattoo, go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Oh, it's like my best bonus, and I rolled a 2, so that's an 8.
It's complicated magic. You're one of instinctual magic.
I'm just a stupid warlock. My powers are given to me. I don't get it.
Yeah. You don't have the research chops to understand it.
Looking at the tattoo, like... Then just walk away, understanding nothing. I'm gonna take out... Or I guess you still have the potions. I don't know if you actually gave them to me, but...
I gave them to you to put them in your bag, because I took your money.
You said that, but we were not actually together when you did that, so...
Okay, I would have given them to you when you got back, because you have the bag.
Since this is why we bought them, I am going to take out 3 of the potions and give them to one to each kid. It's affected.
There's a little bit of vomiting.
You need to drink these.
As you convince each of them to drink the potion, but at this point, they've seen horrors. There's a bit of vomiting and sick as they take the potions in, and it washes away whatever this magical infection is. And it's pretty quick that you're able to make out that infection has cleared.
Whatever they eject onto the ground, I'm just gonna firebolt it a little bit, in case there's little bacteria or worms in there.
Sorry, puppy.
And then I'll go into the house, into the shed, into the wherever, dragging out tents, lean-tos, hammocks, whatever I can find to set up somewhere to sleep for all of these kids, either inside or outside.
I'm going through all of your items, things, bits of tarp and canvas to construct a sort of situation. You can also make out, just looking around for your neighbors who are off in the distance. You do live far from others, but you can make out that they're also going through some sort of preparations. Can you go ahead and roll a history check?
$19.
Hey, puppy. As you're just looking around, it does tickle the back of your mind that one of your neighbors is considered to be of the undead host. Might be a source of information that you could direct your friends or yourself to, should that be a useful thing to do. But you can just make out most folks seem to be battening down the hatches. News has spread. Extended relatives have arrived, and cottages are being shuttered.
Okay.
So as you expand out the footprint of your living space, they seem to be closing it up.
Okay. That's probably not nearly far enough. I would try to shoot a message at my neighbor, but I'm guessing they're way
30?
more than 120 feet away.
Yeah, definitely more than 120. You, when you described your space, it sounded like you didn't want people that close to you.
It's like real life. Just want a cabin in the woods where I pet dogs and write books. That's so much to ask.
It's an awesome dream to make real. So there you are, Serafina, Alua, Gus.
As
Gus
I'm
is busy
as I'm doing all of
trying to
this,
set
I'm
up-
just gonna be like talking to them if they're near me. I could be like, sounds like Sir Gregor just went for it, and nobody knows what's happening. That's what the riot seems to be about. Maybe after the dust settles, they'll be able to communicate the slug problem to the populace, but I don't know. It's not looking good for the undead. I have an undead neighbor. He's right there. That little blinking light through the trees.
Just pointing through the trees.
There's a little tiny pink cottage.
Pink?
Yep.
Okay.
Little pink cottage.
Um,
Because you're undead doesn't mean you have to not like pretty things.
it's more just.
Literally a quote from his neighbor that he heard once.
That's
I
my
was going to
neighbor's
say,
accent.
just doesn't seem to fit in with. I mean, I guess if you quote Wicked, pink and green go together. But anyways, maybe you should go check on him. I need to rest. If you want me to be able to contact anybody, I need to sleep.
Okay. I'll go see how he's doing.
Great. Darkness is settling in. Serafina, there's some additional tasks to set up these kids for
Ranch.
rest. Alua is exhausted
Shit.
from too much spell use. Serafina, you continue to help, or are you too distracted by your bauble?
I'm like 80% helping, 20% every once in a while looking at the ball, playing with it, putting it back, helping.
Okay. Can you roll a wisdom saving throw?
Bro.
That's not good. Wisdom saving throw.
Serafina's a Borg now.
Jesus.
We are Borg.
11.
11.
11!
Great. So, Gus, you're walking through. What does it look like to arrive at this little pink cottage? And what can you describe about this neighbor, if you wouldn't mind?
You just made this neighbor up. Why do I have to describe?
Because I'm trying to write something to Serafina.
Okay. All right. So this is
A drag queen in their
Ne-
past life.
yes, that's canon now. This is my drag queen undead neighbor. Their name is Dragula, and no. Okay. So little pink house, like just I think like a little like 1-room square hut, kind of like homey looking. Let's see, what kind of undead are they? What are my options? Vampire, zombie. What is Sir Gregor? What kind of undead is that? Lich. I'm gonna say it's a vampire. My vampire neighbor. And
Awesome.
my vampire drag queen neighbor. That's my love it. And their little pink house.
Awesome.
I feel like the
Black.
yard's normally decorated with like, you know, like those paper bulbs that like you light the candle inside. I feel
Paper
like usually they have
lantern.
strings of those all, yeah, like the paper lanterns are running through the yard, but right now they're all out because they're trying to hide. I'm trying to think. Somebody come up with a name for me. I got nothing.
Boris.
Terrible at names. Boris,
Boris, the former drag vampire, Dragula.
Boris, are you home? It's Gush.
Darling. Not for long. Getting out, and the door bangs open, and you see them kind of outfitted for war. And they look at you as like, I know we've been neighbors, just let me get out.
I'm not here to stop you.
Great. Beautiful. Have a wonderful life. I knew this was going to happen eventually. Happens everywhere we've been.
Sorry, the whole city's been invaded by Slaughty, and Sir Gregor made a move on them, and apparently the optics were not good. They were
Yes,
in very high places.
I'm sure if Sir Gregor was still not with us, it would have been smoothed over, but one of the first on our side to go was Sir Gregor.
Okay.
So, yes, no advocacy, no protection.
I'm sorry
Good
to hear
time
that.
to immigrate.
Okay. Do you have any tents that you don't want? Sorry.
Just use their
Mikasa
whole
is
house.
Sukasa because I'd be dead otherwise.
We just saved a bunch of orphans out of the riots of the city. Saved them
Hopefully
from
they
the
find
Slav.
my closet to their liking. I will miss every piece.
Okay. Well, Boris, I won't hold you up any longer. It seems like you have to go. But do you have money? Are you good? Like to travel?
Always be prepared for a rainy day. I just feel badly for those ghouls that couldn't quite make the cut. There are benefits to being a little bit more palatable to the mortal world. Kiss, kiss.
Okay. Well, see you on the other side when you finish dying the rest of the way someday.
Well, like you, I plan to live forever.
Oh, I don't want that at all. But good luck.
It does the little twiddly fingers goodbye to you, and then you see them polymorph, and a cloud of bats flies off into the night sky. It's a little bit ostentatious, even for a vampire.
Is there a laugh off into the night? It's a flower.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a laugh,
one.
but it's in bat screeches, so it's like.
For some reason, it's counting the number of people coming to attack the vampire house. One soldier.
The door to this little cottage is open. Your Count Chocula friend is vacated, so you could potentially distribute.
You're such a good provider,
Resident.
Gus. You found a home.
I mean, I'm definitely not going to put a bunch of kids in this house when people are coming to probably burn this house down. But I'm going to go in there and look for stuff that we can use.
Yeah, I think you're able to gather a range of supplies that could be used for shelter. No food, oddly.
Weird.
I wonder
Just-
why.
Just a bunch of dead people drained of blood.
And that does remind you that you left a lot of pancakes behind earlier today.
We can feed the children.
All right, I'll take whatever supplies I can, go through any outbuildings looking for tents and camping gear and bedding and whatever I can find. Make a couple trips back and forth. Maybe bring some kids to help me carry it all back because I'm old.
I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you're able to persuade a couple of them to help you since you are legitimately helping them. There are no pancakes left. That temporary thought is quickly dismissed as you realize there's not a scrap of pancake batter or pancake syrup or butter left in the whole space.
Dude, I can't believe my parents ate all of the pancakes. Like, didn't leave a single leftover for me.
Where's Wubble?
The smell of maple syrup and butter fills the air as Wubble comes to its name.
It was Wubble!
No longer green, but some amalgamation of maple colors.
Is it
The
back to
colors
normal
of
size now?
sunshine and fall leaves.
Wubble.
Is Wubble back to a normal size now?
Wubble is ridiculously large, and you can actually make out chunks of pancake and whole syrup bottle still within the structure of Wubble. If you
Gross.
think about a gelatinous cube, like we always see those caricatures or pictures or jokes about a gelatinous cube, and it has like a bone here, a weapon here. It is cooking utensils, pancakes, frying pan, and batter bowl, all within the structure of Wubble. Wubble smells
Gross.
delightful though. Previously, Wubble was kind of acrid, but now this tan, brown, and yellow sludge smells quite delightful.
I think I can get everybody set up either like in the yard with tents in the house with blankets on the floor, or because they're kids and they can sleep on the floor, or like maybe on the porch, I guess, with like hammocks and stuff.
Yeah, sure. I love this picture of your cottage transformed into an ad hoc dormitory for a bunch of kids, your friends, and an elderly set of parents. And meanwhile, Wubble all night long kind of...
I'm going to ask Wubble if he will stand guard for us.
Yeah, okay. All night long just provides a little security, and it's almost soothing, the sound of...
Because I did shout my name at that ascended off of the roof, so eventually they're going to figure out where I live.
And so passes the night. You all wake up smelling of butter and syrup, desperately hungry.
Long rest.
But yeah, you
Oh
can
yeah,
get a
I need
long
to add
rest.
Yeah, I have health again.
With-
I was at like half health when I started talking shit to an ascended. That was pretty smart.
With dawn, you can see smoke over Overton, most of Overton. You can no longer make out the Creekside crowds. You don't know if they've crashed or they're just so low in the sky it can't be made out over the tree line. And the city that was floating closer is no longer floating closer. It is directly over Overton.
Not good.
At least we solved Grand's murder.
And with that beautiful experience, having done so much to regroup and letting things progress on their own. We'll see how things are next time we return to Probability of Demise, the best podcast that ever was and will be. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye!
Okay, bye.
And just want to throw out there the that really awesome dice people is the artist and the carpenter is their name on Instagram. Go check them out.
Thank
And the
you
dice
so
that
much.
rolls 40% nat 20s is from Dice Dungeons.
Hope you all have
For
a
all
wonderful
small
time.
businesses.
Find your own pod, and goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Larissa's still muted. Bye!
Bye.